your resistance band press outs. There are a few different ways that you can do this. One, you can anchor this in your door with your door anchor, or two, you can wrap it around a pole, a banister, anything that's really not gonna move and is stable enough for you to add some tension on it. So for demo purposes, I'm going to be using my stairwell, and I'm going to just loop this around. I have my band here, one handle clipped to my band, so this is gonna be double the tension. And I'm going to be performing a band press out. For this band press out, this is a core stabilizing exercise. It's an exercise to make sure we're using our pelvic floor, to make sure those glutes and our stabilizers are being used for when we are walking on something uneven. Our core can help bring us back to center and keep us nice and engaged and put together. So I'm going to show you from two angles. One is going to be straight on here, and the other one you're going to see me from the side. So the further you pull away from your anchor point, the more challenging it's going to be. My only requirement is your band does not look like this. If it looks all floppy and loose like this, it's not going to do you any justice. So make sure you have a little bit of tension. Your hips are tucked, your core is nice and tight. I have a slight bend in my knees. Band is right here at the bottom of my sternum. Remember we talked about that arch that you can feel your rib cage? You want your thumbs right there at that. Shoulders back and down, and I'm going to press out and slowly come back in. The more tension you have, your hands are going to want to shift towards that anchor point before they get back. So the goal is to punch straight out and to come straight back in, keeping these core muscles, our obliques, nice and engaged. Remember, the further you step out, the more challenging. Something else to remember is if that lower back's starting to bug you, engage those glutes a little bit. Don't clench. If any of you guys have ever seen Just Go With It with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston, when they're in Hawaii and they're doing the competition, and the one guy goes to pick up the coconut with his butt and clenches it. We don't want to clench like that. We want just a little bit of engagement, nothing super intense, because if we clench too much, that core is no longer being involved and our butt is taking over. So from the side here, hips are tucked, core is nice and tight. You can see I have a little bit of engagement. I'm not clenching like this, but I have a little bit of engagement to make sure that that lower back doesn't start to compensate, that my glutes and my lower core, and I press straight out and come straight back in. And you want to make sure that this band is at about belly button level. And I'm not rolling my shoulders forward as I'm pressing out. I'm standing up nice and tall. I'm looking straight forward. And I am controlling the band. I'm not letting the band control me. Try this one out and let me know if you have any issues. This is an awesome exercise that really you can do just about anywhere as long as you have your band and an anchor point. They are perfect, and they're so much better than doing some crunches. Let me know if you have any questions.